Hello, hello, hello. Welcome and happy Sunday to everybody. And I hope everybody is doing good today. Your Sunday is going good. Everything is good with you. Yeah, today I'm continuing with the topic again. Um, please, as you come in, please share, tag somebody, tag a husband, tag a man, any man, either married or unmarried. It is very important for people to know, men to know their responsibility. Because once the man don't know their responsibility, the home will run smoothly in a relationship. But if the man does not know his responsibility, guess what? The home won't run smoothly. But men need to know their responsibility because when God created Adam in the Garden of Eden, He gave Adam responsibility, and man, they're supposed to know the responsibility. When you know your responsibility, the home will run smoothly. But if man is lacking the responsibility or don't know the responsibility, what they're supposed to be taking care of, guess what? The home will not be running smoothly. There will be chaos in a relationship. So in the church, for example, pastors are supposed to be hard on men. They're supposed to tell the men what their responsibility is in a relationship. But even sometimes the pastors don't even know their responsibility. So how can they tell the men in the church, in the men in their church to take care of the wife if the even the pastor doesn't know? So I won't blame the pastors per se, but that is the responsibility of the pastor to let the men inform what their responsibility in the home, as a father, as a husband, and what the responsibility. But if they don't know, they lack that knowledge, there is going to be lots of chaos. So pastor should tell the men in the church, because God came down hard on men. God was hard on men. God is always harsh on men. God has some kind of leeway for women, but when it comes to man, God hit the man really hard. He expects so much from the man, because guess what? The woman was made out of the man's rib. So that is why it's God is usually harsh on man more than women. So, for example, in the Garden of Eden, guess what? The serpent tempted Eve, right? The snake tempted Eve. She picked and ate the fruit. But God handed straight to Adam, right? He went to Adam. He didn't talk about he go when he was talking to Adam. He went to Adam. He didn't talk to the woman, even though the woman ate the fruit and gave it to Adam. But he never went first to the woman and said, "Woman, because of you eat this fruit, blah blah blah." He went to Adam first. Adam was to say, "I gave you responsibility. I told you not to eat from this tree," and then he said, "The woman did." Say, I gave you responsibility. So the man has to have the responsibility, have to take care of the home. When they don't take it, there is chaos. That is why Eve went and started eating from a tree that she was not supposed to be eating, because the man was not taking responsibility of her. So when men you don't take responsibility of the woman, they act up. They start doing things that they're not supposed to be doing. So, but if you are taking care of your responsibility, there is no room for error. There is no room for anything like stuff like that. Hello, my sister. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to this platform. And please please share, because this is important for the men to know their responsibility. Okay. So, as I was saying, so Adam said, "Lord, that woman you gave me, woman, the Lord," he said, "Lord, the woman you gave me the fruit." God said, "Adam, I did not ask you about the woman." God never asked you. I didn't ask, why did you eat? I commanded you not to eat from it. So now the man is blaming. Today it's still in place. Men, when the relationship failed, they blame the woman. Oh, it's the woman. When the children's gay war, oh, it's the mother. But if the man are taking the responsibility, the woman won't be going astray, the children won't be going astray, because of the man are not taking responsibility. That is why there are lots of chaos in families today. Then Jesus said, Good, because they Adam found out that he have disobeyed God, that he ate from the tree. So what did they do? They went hiding, and then Adam and God was calling them. God was finding, because it was time for God to fellowship with them, and God was like, Adam, where are you? They couldn't come out because he've done something that he was not supposed to do in the first place. So, like I've been saying, uh, Jesus and Paul were not really talking about divorce in the Bible, right? There was nothing that was talking about divorce in the Bible. They were basically answering question based on that. Even when the Pharisee came to ask Jesus, they were asking based on what the law that Moses did. Jesus didn't come and talk about divorce. God never talked about divorce. They made law because people were wayward, people were heartless. So that is why they make, because man wants to sleep around, do things, just divorce their wife. So that is why they make law. But God never specifically talked about divorce in the Bible. They were just answering questions about divorce in the Bible. So I just want to make that clear. um, Jesus told the Pharisee, we must go back to the origin, because when the Pharisee asked Jesus about, oh, can I put my wife for any reason? He said, we need to go back to the origin, because in the beginning, in Genesis, when God created man first, and then he created a woman to become a helper, to be a compatible somebody, a mate, to work together. That is what God did. It was supposed to be a permanent thing, not be, I'm just going to get married to you and use you to come to Canada or come to America or to so that you can supply my needs. And then once you finish supplying my needs, and then I'm going to go away with you. Now, that is not what God did with Adam and Eve. Say, hey, just come and help Adam. And when Adam does not need you anymore, you can just get rid of you. No, that was not God intended in the origin back in Genesis. He came to be a helper, to work together in the garden, to cultivate it, to do things together, not to get away with, after you've used a woman, you just dump her. It's like, oh, you are not good anymore. I'm going to find somebody else better than you. That's not God. It's not God. That is not good when anybody do that. Vice versa, woman or man, you're not supposed to do that, because that is not what God wanted. So in Genesis chapter 2, verse 23, there were two principles that was given to man who are married. Two principles. First of all, when God said, he said, you have to leave your mother and father. And the second one, you have to cleave to your wife when you're married. Cleave, that means you have to work together. Not only the woman working by herself and the man working by, no, you work together as a team, cleaving. When you glue something together, you stuck together, you do things together. But today, the men will not even come and consult with the woman to do certain things. They just go and do whatever they want. And then after they make a mess, then they come to you, oh, honey, by the way, and they expect the woman to fix it. Okay, why you were making this decision? Why didn't you consult with me first? Why didn't we talk about this first? Why would we dialogue about this? Men, because men are not taking responsibility. Even when they fail, they don't take responsibility. They find somebody else to blame about their faults, their mistakes. So man and woman were supposed to be one flesh. One flesh. When you come together, it's one flesh. Work together, do things together, communicate together. Because in any relationship where there's lack of communication, guess what? That relationship is bound to, like, break. Because communication is the key. You have to learn how to communication. You have to say, I think there's a place down here. Let me don't go before myself. Let me don't get ahead of myself in my notes. But men are to leave their parents. God has provided a mate for you. The cause is for two people being in the will of God and in the fellowship with God. When you are one flesh, you're supposed to be in the will of God. You're supposed to be fellowship with God, with one another. No, oh, you Christian, I'm not Christian, you Muslim, I'm Muslim. I'm not trying to make anything here. But you're supposed to be one flesh. That means you communicating with one God. You are believing in one God. You are doing things in one flesh. He said, you fellowship with God, with one another. Do not begin a relationship with a woman until you find something to be with that woman. You need to find something to do with that woman. So if you live for lesser than the right God given relationship, you will probably end up leaving your wife later. If you get into a relationship for the wrong reason, if you get into the relationship for the wrong idea, you will end up breaking that relationship because of the wrong. But if you go there for, because you want you and your woman to fellowship with God, to do things together, to glorify God, there is no way that you will get divorced with that woman, because you guys are one spirit, you're one flesh, you are binding like a glue, because you are communicating. Your spirit, the woman's spirit and the man's spirit are alike, are same. So whenever God release something, it's going to release it with both people. But if you are different spirit, it's confusion, because my spirit is different from my husband's spirit, and my husband's spirit is different from me. So when we're communicating with God, like there is confusion. But when God is talking about one flesh, that means you are communicating to one God. Because when you communicate with one God, God will be giving you revelation how you're supposed to take care of those kids, how you're supposed to be a good wife, how you're supposed to be a good. You are syncing together. But when you have different spirits, there is no syncing at all, because there is confusion. Okay, I'm going to talk about a little bit about defect, because you people know about defect, right? So divorce means defect. The reason why people divorce, because there is a defect in the relationship, because the spirits are not syncing in at one. So there is a defect. And what happens when there is a defect? It malfunction, right? So this is why a lot of people divorce today, because there is a defect in the relationship. So it's malfunctioning. When a relationship starts malfunctioning, guess what? People want out. I want out, because there is a defect in the relationship. So you can defect can only if you have made a commitment to something else. If you have made a commitment to something else and it defected, then guess what? You want out. I start asking for divorce. I want out, because this is not what I signed in for. This is not what I begging for. Now you are not satisfying me. But the truth is, you are supposed to be satisfying yourself. You are not supposed to be depending on your woman to satisfy you. You're supposed to be making yourself whole and unique on your own. You don't need anybody else to come and satisfy you or make yourself unique. You're supposed to be unique on your own, and you're supposed to be whole. But when you start depending on people for your happiness, that's what defect happens. That defect, because now I'm relying on my husband to give me happiness. So when my husband fail to give me happiness, then guess what? Divorce will start happening. Or if it's like, well, I expect you to give me children. But if you married for the right thing, say, hey, I married you because of your character, because of your attitude, because we're going to work together to glorify God. No matter what happened, we are in together. We are glued together. We are never going to be separated, because our soul, our spirit are synced together. We are glorifying God. Guess what? There is going to be no problem. But when you married for the wrong reason, you will always find defects. You will always find a solution, because you are not getting what you get into the relationship in the first place. I'm going to give an example. For example, a soldier. For example, you go into a war, a soldier who has an list of being drafted into a certain service. Okay. And then you are in the middle of war and you decided, hey, I'm going to check out. What's going to happen? You're going to get shot. Because you are in the action of a war. People are fighting, and all of a sudden you say, guess what? I don't want to be a soldier anymore. I want to be a civilian. What's going to happen? They're going to shoot you. That is what a lot of people do in a relationship today. They go there, and then they want to get out. No, God made a relationship to be permanent. Not just when it does not work for you anymore, when things are not going in your favor anymore, you want to check yourself out. No, there is no checking out. That is why it is very important for you to know all these things first before you even think. Say it's for better or for worse, do or die. I'm going to try even everything both ways. It's not only going to be on one person's responsibility. The man has the greater responsibility, but woman also have a responsibility, but the man has the greater responsibility than the woman. So what does defect mean? Defect simply is lack of something necessary or completion. That is what it means. Like imperfection or weakness or fault or flaws or blame a blemishness. That is what defect. So if you are going into a relationship starting looking for defect, that's basically defaults. Like, why you can't give me children anymore? I want out. I'm gonna find somebody else that can provide. But you should have looked whether you should have thought about this. I'm going into this relationship. Whether if you give me children, eat, whether you can cook, whether you can give me good sex, we can work things out. Because some men, while my woman does not give me good sex, or my man does not give me good sex, hey, today the world is so advanced that there is no way that is supposed to be defect in your relationship. The world is advanced. You can go and search. How can I satisfy my man? How can I satisfy? Okay, I cannot learn something and do it. Do everything. But today, nobody, I want out. But you're supposed to figure out there is a problem in your marriage. Figure out, because there is a solution. God made solution for every problem in the world. So there is no excuse that you cannot fix your marriage. Two people has to come together and think and fix it. Not only one person is trying to work out to fix the relationship, because guess what? It's not going to work if only one person is doing the work. It's not. But if two people are coming together and say, okay, I'm willing to sacrifice, guess what? It will work. Because that is what all the people today that are successful in their relationship, you think they don't have problem? They have problem, but they communicate, they fix things. They're like, okay, there's a problem. We need to fix it. We need to sit down one-on-one. Let's fix this. Let's find a solution. What sacrifice am I willing to do? What sacrifice are you willing to do? Okay, let's put it on and let's figure it out. But today, everybody want out without thinking the consequences after you get into a relationship. In Genesis, the word did not say for a woman to leave her husband, like her father's house and mother. God never said, woman, you leave your mother and father's house and cleave to her. He said, man, he gave the commandment to man. Man has a greater responsibility. If your relationship is failing, it's because the man is failing at his job. The man is failing at what he's supposed to do. That is why the relationship is failing. So you, man, you have to tap it. How can I solve this problem? What can I sacrifice so I make this thing work for me and my wife? So my woman, God never gave the responsibility to the man, say, leave your father and your mother. He said the man should leave the mother and father. He said, it is for this cause should a man leave his parent. Because of marriage, you leave your parent. So divorce is like okay, I already said that. Okay, because of all these things, when the Pharisee came and asked Jesus about all these things about marriage, because they have seen how it's going to be a chaos, how it's going to be a problem, then they said it is better not to marry. If you have to do all these criteria, if you have to dot your I's, cross your T, all this responsibility on a man, then the Pharisees, they said, it is better for me to be alone. If I have to cross all these hurdles, if I have to do all these things, it's better for me not to marry. But if you do decide it, you have to keep this in mind. You have to keep your woman happy. You have a greater responsibility. If your children fail, it's because of the man's responsibility. If the woman failed at her job, is the man. You man has a greater work at your shoulder. So if a man, for example, takes a wife out of, like the woman out of her parents' house, he is to be chasing after her. You need to chase. And when you are finding a woman, for example, for men, when you're finding a woman, make sure you find that woman that you're going to be chasing till death comes. Don't go find a woman that's when then you're gonna halfway through you're gonna stop chasing after her. No, when you the same way that you are chasing her to get her to sleep with her, you should continue be chasing her till death do you part. No, after you get the woman, and then now you stop chasing, say, well, I got you. I've paid your bride price. I've paid this. I've done this. So you belong to me. So now I'm not going to be chasing you. I'm not going to be doing all the hard work anymore because I got you. No, the same way that you were pursuing that woman, you're supposed to. And you make sure you find something that you're going to pursue forever. Don't go find something that halfway you're going to be tired to pursue it. I hope I am making myself clear. I'm not confusing anybody or doing anything out of the ordinary. I hope you guys get in the whatever I'm saying. So chase the woman. You need to stick with your woman. You need to stick with your man forever. Don't go find something you're going to tire. Even if the relationship is not working once you get in there, you find ways, find solutions. How to make it still work. Not only in the honeymoon stage, because there's a honeymoon stage that people stay in. No, let it be honeymoon every day in your relationship. Honeymoon's supposed to continue every day. It's not only after marriage, that's it. Honeymoon's supposed to be every single day in a marriage. So no matter whether she goes or whatever she does, the man should be chasing after the woman. Chase after her every day. Not only when you want sex. Chase after her. Because guess what? If you're chasing after her, you're going to have sex every day. Because that woman is going to be happy all the time. So that woman will be willing to give you sex. If you want to have sex 7 days a week, she will give it to you because you're chasing after her. You are doing what you're supposed to do. But when you lack doing it, the woman does not. Like, because we women, the way we are created, the way we are designed, we feel everything. When a man says a word, it affects every aspect. So guess what? If you are doing something joy to your woman every day, it affects her whole being. She will want to sleep with you twice a day. 3 times a day. It will give you breakfast, lunch, dinner. As long as her feelings are all over, is just so good. She will be in the mood all the time to have sex with you, even if you wanted breakfast, lunch, dinner. But if you are irritating the woman, you are doing things. The woman because everything is connected with a woman. Everything is connected with a woman. So the woman will not be in the mood to have sex with you. It will give it to you, but you won't be able to enjoy it the way if the woman is actually in the mood of having sex with you. Okay? I don't know why I'm talking about sex, but anyway, maybe somebody needed to hear about that. So marriage is a rest of is rested on the shoulder of the man, and divorce is rested on the shoulder of the man. So if divorce is going to happen, is because of the man is failing at what he's supposed to be doing. Because if you give your woman everything, there is no way a woman will be going looking outside when you already have the thing inside. So if you are not giving a woman what's supposed to have, he sees it outside, or man is giving her attention outside, he will go. It's like, wow, my man is not giving. But if you're giving your woman attention, hey, he won't even look at those men that are giving, oh, I got all the attention from my man. My man loved me. My man gave me everything I need. I don't need anything. I don't need attention from you. Because that is how we women are. Our feelings, everything is connected. So when we go outside, we are seeking something and somebody else is give it and our man is not. We started making connection with that man outside. Oh, that man talks to me so nicely. Oh, it makes me feel so good. And then that woman started having. That is why another this is for men. Don't be careful what you say to women. Because a woman will be attached to you just like that because of the way we are wired. So don't compliment a woman if it's a married woman. Never you compliment a married woman if you know. Don't compliment, because that woman will be starting to attach to you. Because if the man is not doing so, don't go and attach yourself, because God even said in the Bible, it said in the Bible, you are not supposed to separate anything. So don't be complimenting. You know, it's a married woman. Don't tell her too much compliment. Oh wow, you look beautiful today. Because that every minute you go, she start looking. Oh, she will be always looking forward to you saying, oh wow, you look beautiful today. So she's gonna be looking more beautiful the next day, so that you keep complimenting her. Stop complimenting married woman. Don't do that. If you're a man, don't do that. That is the man's job to compliment you, man. If you are a man, a married man watching this program, make sure every day you make sure you find something to compliment about your wife. Compliment something about your wife. If she notice everything about your woman, if your woman do a new hairdo, make sure you notice and compliment. Wow, you got a new hair. Oh, you got a new clothes. Oh, you change your makeup. Oh, you do this. You need to pay attention, because when woman somebody else give us that attention, we start seeking after that man, because we wanted that attention. We women will love attention. Know that women love attention. Give your woman all the attention. When you give your woman all the attention that she needs, guess what? There is no more attention she needs outside, because all what she needs, she got it from inside. So men can compliment her all they want. He said, well, I got the best compliment for my husband. So there is going to be no attachments to any man. But if the man is failing on complimenting and somebody else is complimenting them, that woman will be looking forward to that man every day to compliment her. Hopefully I make myself clear there. Other thing I want to note, that it is sometimes I also want to make this note. Sometimes women too have a problem. Okay, sometimes women have a problem. Sometimes it's not the man's fault that a relationship, but it's the responsibility of the man to keep the home. You need to do everything to make sure that the woman stays, that the woman doesn't go away. Although sometimes some women are kind of like screwed up there, but men have the more, God puts more responsibility on a man when it comes to a relationship. Another thing I need to know, you guys need to note, that divorce begins with the man. Divorce begins with the man. That is why Moses allowed bill of divorce, because men were just getting rid of the woman just for no just reason. Because the only reason a person is supposed to get divorced was when he commits adultery. But today, women, I don't like you fat. I don't want you anymore. I'm gonna go look for a skinny woman. When I married you, you were skinny, but now look how fat you are. I don't want you anymore. I'm gonna find. Oh, you used to cook so good. Now you don't cook anymore. Now you don't clean up the house anymore. I'm gonna divorce you. I'm gonna get. Oh, you don't take care of the children. Well, if the woman is not taking care of children, teach the woman how to take care of the children. Or you step in. If the woman sees how you're taking care of the children, and the woman can learn, because we learn very fast. Women are fast learners. Okay, so this is the reason why Moses made the law. It was not God specifically that make the law about you have to give a woman a divorce paper. It's because Moses was seeking the interest of the woman. Say, okay, if you the man you're gonna walk away, at least give the woman a divorce so the woman can continue with her living her life. So there is nowhere in the law that God made a provision for divorce. There is nowhere. God never made a provision for divorce. It's because of people were heartless. People were not connecting. So that law was made by Moses. So there is no specific settings out by God given grounds of divorce. There is nothing in the Bible about it. It was Moses that did it. The only thing Moses felt was how to protect the helpless women, and when the husband walk away out of them. So that is what Moses was feeling for them. Um, let's see. What else do I need to say? So Jesus' disciples understood what they were saying when they enter into marriage. You need to know before you enter into, you need to know that that is the only way out of God provision about divorce. That is the only way out. So that's why you need to think before you get into marriage. Hey, this woman that I'm gonna get married, am I gonna live with this woman for the rest of my life? Is there anything that will make me not to live with this woman for the rest of my life? You need to think that process. You need to go through all the scenario. If the woman cheats on me, what am I gonna do? You need to know, once you say you go, you walk down the high, you need to know that I'm gonna be in this for better or for worse. I'm not encouraging any abuse, because there is not supposed to be any abuse in any relationship. If there is an abuse in a relationship, because God wants us to have peace, God wants us to have joy. So if you are in a relationship and it's abusive, the man is beating you up, and you're doing, I'm not encouraging you to say stay until you die. No, it's for you to get out. Maybe separation will be good, and if things is not gonna working out, guess what? Then you guys move on. Everybody goes their separate ways, because the two spirits are not being connected. Because when God says the two shall become one, it's talking about the spirits are supposed to be connected with God. And if you're in a relationship, the two spirits are not connected in one flesh, it's going to be commotion, because there is a division. When there's two spirits, is a division. There's two. But when it's one, everything sync, everything goes smoothly, everything, because you pray about everything. When you want to do anything together, you pray about anything. You go before God, say, God, this is what we're deciding to do. Let's pray about it. Let's communicate with it, and God will speak to both of you, because that is how a relationship is supposed to be. All those people are successful because they are one spirit. They are in one. They are syncing together. Before the woman talks, the man finishes it. Before the man talks, the man, because the spirit is synced together. That is how a relationship is supposed to be. As soon as I start talking, my husband's supposed to finish it. And when my husband start talking, I'm so, because we are synced together. Even our children are supposed to be connected with us. When I tell you don't do that, they know that they are not supposed to do it. But when there are division spirits, when the spirit, different spirits are working in individual, guess what? There's a chaos, because two cannot rule. Two spirits cannot be on one body. Two spirits cannot be one, because if the devil is controlling one partner and Jesus is controlling one partner, they both of them cannot be one flesh. I hope I make myself clear on that one. Okay, I think it's this is a good place for me to stop for today. And I'm going to continue again tomorrow. And oh, I don't know. Next week I'm going to be going away, but I'm still hoping that I will be able to do my broadcast while I'm away. I'm just giving you guys a heads up. There probably one day that I won't be able to do my broadcast. That will be, I'll say 2 days. 2 days, Tuesdays and Wednesday, I won't be, because I'm going out of town, and I won't be able to do it. But I'm hoping once I get where I'm going, I will be able to do my broadcast while I'm there, because I really want to finish this topic, because this is very, very important. Because I'm also going to be talking about, once I finish, I'm going to talk about the breaking of relationship. It's a topic that I'm going to be talking about, and also the trauma of divorce that I still have, and then the aftermath of the trauma of divorce, and then the emotional effect, and then life after divorce or separation. There are so many things that I want to do it, but we'll still get it. I hope when I'm away, I will still be able to do it. And I will look for a great internet connection, so that I will still continue and finish this whole thing, because this is very important that we know about these things. So but I will be back tomorrow, and I'll do tomorrow. Tomorrow is Monday already. And then, but Tuesday and Wednesday, I won't be able to do, because I will be going on a trip. I'm going on a mission trip, so I won't be able to do broadcasts on my way there until I get there. But when I get there, I will still make time, hopefully, if the internet is good, and make still continue with the broadcast. So that's all I have for you guys today, and you guys have a wonderful Sunday, and God bless you guys, and see you tomorrow, and peace for now.